So today I want to talk about a tendency to externalize our beauty and our love and to kind of project it onto people and experiences and things outside of us. Okay? It's our love, our beauty. We're projecting it out. And when we do that, we no longer see it as our love. Now, obviously, spiritually and emotionally, this can cause some pretty big problems and some suffering, as the Buddha would say. So, but it's this idea or teaching is based on a premise or a spiritual truth. It's my truth, and maybe it'll be yours. Maybe it's yours too, or maybe you will adopt it. But it's like I just want to lay that out first. So the best way to describe this is when we fall in love. Okay. And so my premise is that what happens when we fall in love, that we meet someone that we see as beautiful, and then we experience love. Okay. Now, my truth is that love that we experience is our love. Now, it could be the other person has their love too, and we can share it. But it's really important to understand when we meet the person, our soulmate, it opens our heart, and then we experience our love. Now, what do? What we typically do is we immediately project that onto the other person and say, I'm in love with this other person, which may be true, but the challenge is that it only becomes a problem when we no longer see it as our love. Okay, then it becomes a problem, because then we become dependent. It's like, oh, I need this person, I need him or I need her to be in love, so then we can become dependent, and we want to, so a healthy variation of this is like we fall in love. We still get to fall in love. I'm not going to take that away from you. I mean, I love falling in love. So it's one of the most cool things that can happen in your life, right? So I don't want to take that away, but this time when I fall in love, or when you fall in love, it's like, oh, this person in our interaction, our relationship is allowing my love to come out. And it's also allowing her love or his love to come out too. Okay? And so then I've got my love, she's got her love, and now we can bring our love together. And then our love can, and we might even find out after a while that it's the same love, but that's later down the road. But it's important that we don't externalize our love. Okay, because the problem with that is then it's no longer mine. So then and then I can be in my negative belief system that I'm still, this undeserving whatever that we have about ourselves, unloving, and then, but this person's so beautiful and this relationship is so beautiful, but I'm still like, my schleppy, worthless self. Versus, and it's beautiful, but I'm not. It's love, but I'm not. Okay. And then therefore I get to still be, it's like, I need that to feel love. Okay. And that's when it gets to be a problem. Okay. So another version of this is when we're drawn to someone. Say you admire someone. Say you admire Maya Angelou, okay? And I just totally made that up. And you just think that her poetry and her writing is just the most beautiful thing, and you read it and it just like, yeah, it resonates with you. And we're going to talk about resonate here. It resonates with you, okay? And so now there's a tendency once again. So first of all, my premise is, what's really happening when you like Maya Angelou's poetry is is it is resonating with you. Okay, and so it's touching something in you, it awakens something in you, and that beauty is your beauty. It's her beauty too, but it's your beauty as well. Because if you didn't have that beauty in you that's appreciating her poetry, you'd have no point of reference. You'd have nothing for her beautiful poem to resonate with. And it wouldn't feel beautiful to you. Now that's my truth, okay? And you don't have to believe that. But it's important. I just like to own when I have a spiritual premise. I like to own it and just say, that's what this is based on. Okay, so then you read Maya Angelou's poem, it's like, wow, that is the most beautiful poem. So what's happening is your beauty and your that poem is awakening your beauty, or your beauty was already awake, and your beauty is appreciating the beauty of her poem. Okay, again, it's still a beautiful poem. She's still a beautiful human being. We're not going to take any of that away. Okay, but also we're not going to exclude your beauty from that. That's kind of what I really want to get across, is just do all the stuff you're doing. Fall in love, read poems, admire people, whatever. But just don't exclude your beauty from it when you do it. Don't project your beauty onto it's like, she's so beautiful and da 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 da. It's like, well, that's in you, or else you wouldn't see it in her. Okay, and so if you can bring, then you're realizing what's going on. The beauty in her poem is resonating with the beauty in me, and we're doing this beautiful dance. And then she gets to be beautiful, her poem gets to be beautiful, but you get to be beautiful too. Okay, so you're like owning your beauty, and you're owning your love, and you're ceasing. The pattern is that we almost all have, because our culture is so externalized, right? We externalize everything in our culture. Maybe that's a talk for another blog. I don't want to get too into that. So, and we're conditioned to do this, right? We're conditioned to do this. So whatever it is, it might be your favorite musician. It might be a movie star. It might be someone that you follow in social media. It might be, it could be a lot of different things, and I've done this with spiritual teachers where it's like, oh, he is so enlightened, and da 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 da. And that, boy, his truths are so profound. And they are, and he was enlightened. But that enlightened space had to be awake in me for me to see the enlightenment in him. There would be no point of reference. Okay, so that's why it's bringing it back home. Now he gets to be enlightened, I get to be enlightened. Now his enlightenment might be more, he might have more mastery over his enlightenment than I have over mine, or whatever else at that time. However, it's there. The kind of the joke of enlightenment is we already are enlightened. We just don't realize that we are, right? So this is a way to do that, right? It's like, oh, well, I see something beautiful. That teacher, wow, that is so profound. And when he said that teaching, it was just like, wow. Well, the key is the wow. That's the key. That's probably why your teacher said it to you. He or she wanted you to have the wow. It's the only purpose of a spiritual teaching, is so you can have that awakening, right? So what do? We have the awakening, and then we say, oh, he is so enlightened, but I'm still a schmuck. It's like, I mean, that's a dramatic example, but with the beliefs, that's what we can do. So rather, it's just like, wow, this teacher, when she speaks, it awakens truth in me. It awakens beauty in me. It awakens me. It awakens my spirit. It enlightens me. And so then she gets to be enlightened. I get to be enlightened. We get to have an enlightened interaction, and that enlightened energy can resonate between us. And if I'm owning it, it can expand in me. And that's, they call that spiritual transmission. I mean, you know, that's how it happens. That's why you study with that's the whole point of studying with an enlightened person. So that's how that works. But if I'm denying it in myself, it can't flow. And then I just worship or idealize or put her up on a pedestal, which happens a lot. And then, you know, I mean, I don't know how many times my teacher told me, get me down off the freaking pedestal. I don't want to be on a pedestal. We're both doing this together. You know, I can show you how to own your beauty more, you know, but you can't, but don't project it onto me. You know, and what did I still do? Still did it, right? Because we're conditioned to do it. Okay, but we don't have to. And the first step is the awareness. All I'm asking is just to consider this and just notice in yourself. It's a great time of year to do this. A little bit of, maybe do a little spiritual, a little self-inquiry, a little spiritual inquiry, some journaling, or whatever you do. Meditate on it, contemplate it, whatever you do. Talk about it with a friend, you know, but just think about how you might do this. How do you project your beauty, your enlightenment, your love onto people and experiences, like falling in love as an experience outside of you? Okay, so anyway, that is my video for this week. Thank you for watching. You know, I hope you have an awesome week and that you're able to own your beauty and own your love, and maybe notice when you're tending to, you know, project it and externalize it onto people and experiences outside of you. So I will see you in a week.